World War I, also known as the Great War, was a global conflict that lasted from 1914 to 1918. It involved many of the world's major powers, organized into two opposing alliances: the Allies, led by the United Kingdom, France, and Russia, and the Central Powers, led by Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire. The war marked the end of the Old World Order and the beginning of a new era in world history. In this essay, I will provide an overview of the causes, major events, and consequences of World War I. Causes of World War I. The causes of World War I are complex and multifaceted. Some historians point to the complex system of alliances and treaties that existed among the European powers at the time, which created a volatile geopolitical environment. Others point to the rapid industrialization of Europe and the resulting competition for resources and markets, which fueled tensions and rivalries among the major powers. One of the immediate triggers of the war was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary by a Serbian nationalist in June 1914. This event set off a chain reaction of diplomatic crises and mobilizations that ultimately led to the outbreak of war. Major events of World War I. The war can be divided into four main phases: the opening phase, 1914, the trench warfare phase, 1915 to 1917, the phase of American intervention, 1917–1918, and the final phase, 1918. The opening phase of the war saw rapid advances by the German army into France and Belgium. However, the German advance was halted by the Battle of the Marne in September 1914, which marked the beginning of a prolonged period of trench warfare. Trench warfare was characterized by long periods of stalemate, with both sides dug in behind complex networks of trenches, barbed wire, and artillery. Battles such as the Somme and Verdun resulted in heavy casualties on both sides, but little territorial gain. The entry of the United States into the war in 1917 marked a turning point. American troops provided much-needed reinforcements to the Allies and helped to tip the balance of power in their favor. The German army was eventually pushed back and forced to retreat to their own borders. The final phase of the war saw a series of Allied offensives, including the 100 Days Offensive, which finally broke the German lines and led to the signing of the armistice on November 11, 1918. Consequences of World War I. The consequences of World War I were far-reaching and profound. The war resulted in the deaths of an estimated 8.5 million soldiers and 7 million civilians. Many more were wounded or left homeless. The war also led to significant geopolitical changes, including the breakup of several empires and the creation of new states in Europe and the Middle East. The Treaty of Versailles, which was signed in 1919, imposed harsh reparations on Germany and helped to set the stage for the rise of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party in Germany. The war also had a profound impact on the arts, literature, and culture of the period. The disillusionment and trauma of the war inspired a generation of writers and artists, including Ernest Hemingway, T.S. Eliot, and Pablo Picasso. In conclusion, World War I was a complex and multifaceted event that had far-reaching consequences for the world. It marked the end of an era of European dominance and set the stage for the tumultuous events of the 20th century.